Hey, hello, and welcome to this episode of Learn Everyday English, your roadway to English proficiency. I'm sitting in the living room again today, and I think this has become my go-to spot. My go-to spot means the spot or location that I go to or use lately to record my videos because it's comfy, which is short for comfortable, which is probably one of the most difficult words to pronounce in the English language, comfortable, because I can sit on this comfy couch or sofa and record this video. But before I get into the video and tell you what I'm going to talk about, there's 3 things you can do for me. Hey, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and 3, tell your friends about it so that they can benefit from these videos too, just like you. Okay, it's kind of a dreary day. I've told you about what the word dreary means before. It's kind of overcast, cloudy. It was sprinkling earlier. That means it was raining very lightly. And it's kind of cool. It's in the 50s degrees Fahrenheit. So it's a little bit brisk, a little bit chilly outside. It's a good day to stay inside. I've been working on putting together a photography website for myself, and so that's been taking up a lot of time. I got to go through, or the fancy word is curate. Curate, it's like review and throw out and keep pictures and load pictures up to different albums on the website. So it's been a lot of work, but it's been a lot of fun too. So it's been something that I've been wanting to do for a long time, and finally decided to do it. Maybe it's a new year, and I said there's an expression in English that says there's no time like the present. There's no time like the present, and time's a wasting. Just like your language learning, there's no time like the present to buckle down. Buckle down means to get serious and work hard on your English. So it's no time like the present to buckle down and get serious about your English. And have you made a New Year's resolution about what you're going to do for your English? I think I told you in the last video I made a kind of not a resolution, but I have a goal where I want to be able to watch a movie in Spanish without the Spanish subtitles by the end of the year. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. But today I want to talk to you about something that happened to us about a week or 2 ago. There was a hailstorm, H-A-I-L, not hell, but hail. And hail is like, we say precipitation. Precipitation is like moisture or water that comes from the air. But hail is precipitation where kind of small, round balls of ice fall from the sky. So we had a storm that's called a hailstorm, and the size of the hail was probably about a 1/2 inch. And we knew it was supposed to rain, but we didn't know it was supposed to hail, H-A-I-L. And I was sitting here, and my wife was in the other room, and I started hearing a lot of noise outside, like banging, that was on the roof. I'm like, what's going on? What's all that noise? And I opened the back door, and to my surprise, I saw there was a lot of hail falling. And it hailed for about 15 to 20 minutes, pretty heavily. So the first thing, I took a video, I'm going to show you that, what it was like. And then the first thing that came to my mind, or I thought about was, boy, this is probably going to damage the roof, probably going to damage the roof of the house. It may damage the greenhouse that we have in the backyard, and it may actually damage the pickup truck that I have parked in front. But this happened about 9:30 p.m. and till about 10, so it was dark. I couldn't really go out and check the truck and the greenhouse, so I waited till the next morning. I got up. Surprisingly, the greenhouse was not damaged and the truck was not damaged, and I think that's because the truck was parked under some trees, and the greenhouse is located under a lot of trees, so the trees helped prevent the hail from reaching those two items. But so I waited till this happened on a Saturday, and interestingly enough, Sunday morning I had somebody come to the door. They rang the doorbell, ding dong. I'm like, who's here? It was like 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. in the morning on a Sunday. I'm like, nobody's working on Sunday. Who could that be? So I opened the door, and it was a gentleman from a roofing company. And I'm like, wow, how did he find out so fast? And he said, yeah, we have a weather report service, and we saw that you had hail in the area. And we'll see if you have a roofer. I can go up on your roof and check it to see if there's any damage. But he just wanted to get my business. He wanted to replace my roof, so he went up on the roof. He wasn't up there but a second. Yeah, you've got damage. You've got a lot of damage. And hey, here's my card. And, but I told him, well, I've worked with a roofer in the past. They put the roof on. They're local, and they did a good job. This guy that came to the door was from south of Houston, probably an hour and 20 minutes away from here. Because I asked him, are you local? Are you local? Which means, are you from the area? And he said, no. And I'd rather give the business to local businesses. So I told him, well, to be honest with you, I already have a roofer or a roofing company that I want to check with and probably use. So he was okay with that. And said, hey, well, if you change your mind, here's my card. And, you can give me a call. So Monday morning, I called my insurance company. And this is kind of something that is good information for you to see or to learn how insurance works in the United States. So we have an insurance company called State Farm, and we have insurance for the house. We have insurance for our vehicles, all under the same policy, the policy. So I have to call the insurance company, and I called them Monday, and I told them, well, there was a hailstorm. I want to file a claim. Which is I want to report there was an incident or event that possibly caused damage to the house, to the roof, and I want to report it. And you guys I can make a formal complaint or claim, and that they can enter my information and request in their computer system. So the lady took my information down, asked me, hey, did I have a roofing company or a roofer, we say, a roofing company or a roofer that I wanted to use? I told her yes. I gave her the name, and she said, okay, I'm going to file this claim or put this claim in our system to be active. And so the next thing I had to do, I called the roofer, the roofing company, the gentleman I know. I told him, hey, Rudy, we had some hail. Can you come over and check the roof and see if there's any damage? And if so, give me an estimate. So Rudy came over, and he climbed up on the roof. He looked around. He took some pictures. And he said, yes, you have quite a bit of damage, and I'm going to work up an estimate, prepare an estimate. So he prepared an estimate and sent it to me the next day. And I had to send that estimate to the insurance company so that they can put it in my file as part of the claim. So the cost and since the roof is already about 17 years old, they just need to go ahead and replace the whole roof. So the cost to replace the roof was $14,400. Let me repeat that, $14,400. So as you can see, not just dental work, but everything here in the United States is expensive. So I want to say this, people think, well, I can go to the United States, the streets are paved with gold, I can work, I can make a lot of money. But it costs a lot of money to live here. Everything costs money. Everything is expensive. Do you have $14,000 to pay to get your roof replaced where you live? Or what is the cost to get a roof replaced in your country? Let me know. So I said, wow, okay, well, that's about right here in the United States. So when I talked with my insurance company, I asked her, well, how does my insurance policy work? What does the insurance cover? And she said, well, you have a good policy. Your deductible, and the deductible is the amount of money that you have to pay out of your pocket, and then the insurance company will pay the rest. So she said you have a 1% deductible, So this is how that works. So I think my house is worth around $200,000, or it's estimated at $200,000. So 1% of $200,000 is $2,000. So that's my deductible. The deductible is what the insurance company will not pay. So the deductible is 1%, which is about $2,000. So they'll deduct the deductible amount from the estimate. So the estimate from the roofer is $14,400. The insurance company will deduct or take away $2,000 and will cut me a check or write me a check for $12,400. And then I'll have to use that plus $2,000 out of my pocket to pay the roofer. So I had to wait about a week or so, week and a half, because the insurance company has to assign the case to an insurance adjuster or like estimator. And they have estimators that work for them. And so I got a call from a gentleman, and he said, okay, I'll be over to your house on Thursday, this past Thursday, so I can inspect your roof to see what damage there was. So he came, and I'd called the contact with the roofer, and he met us over here. And the three of us, we went up on top of the roof to look around. And the estimator determined, yes, there was quite a bit of damage to the roof, and the roof needed to be replaced. So he wrote everything down, left, said, I'll call you in about a day or two. So today he called me and said, okay, I've almost finished your case. You did have significant damage, and I have approved that your roof needs to be replaced, which is a good thing in a way. And I'm going to write it up and use the estimate that your roofer gave me, $14,400. That's going to be the amount of money minus your deductible. So I'm going to write you a check for the difference or the balance. So it seems like it might not be a good thing that I have to pay this money, but the roof is getting old. Like I said, it's about 17 years old. It may have, 25, 30-year life. So the hailstorm, in essence, was kind of a blessing in disguise. Have you heard that term, a blessing in disguise? That means like it's a good thing that was packaged or wrapped in something that may not have looked like it was a good thing or maybe an average thing, but it turned out to be a good thing, a blessing. Because say in 10 years, if I had to replace the roof, I would have to pay the total amount out of my pocket, the $14,400. I would be out, as we say in English, I would be out $14,400. But now I can get the roof replaced and only pay $2,000. So to me, that's a blessing in disguise. So, there's a expression in English which doesn't really apply to this video or anything I'm talking about, but I just want you to know, it says, when it rains, it pours. When it rains, it pours. That means when bad things happen, it seems like other bad things happen, but that's not what happened in this case. So I'm pretty pleased that everything worked out, because sometimes here in the U.S., insurance companies can be difficult to work with. They don't want to pay, or they don't want to cover certain things that they should cover, and they make it very difficult for you. But this is the first time as well we have actually had to use the insurance and file a claim for our house or even our vehicles. So I think we were due, or they shouldn't give us any problem, because we haven't had to use insurance or create any issues for them. So maybe in 3 to 4 days I'm going to receive the check from the insurance company, and once I get that, or in the meantime, I'll call the roofer and tell them, hey, the insurance company has approved the replacement, and but I want to maybe make sure I get the check first before he goes out and buys the roofing material. So what they're going to do is replace the whole roof. So they're going to remove the existing roof, the existing shingles. Here in the U.S., roofs usually in homes have shingles, which is kind of a asphalt material. And under there's like a felt layer, and then that's on top of a like plywood. So he's going to take the shingles, all the old shingles off, the felt layer off, down to the plywood, and check that. If that needs to be replaced, he'll replace that, put everything new back on, and do the whole roof. So everything will look uniform and look the same. So I asked him, how long will that take? He says maybe about 2 to 3 days to remove everything and to put the new roof on. So I know he's happy too. It was a blessing for him, because he said right now work is a little slow, and it came at a good time for him as well. So it worked out. So that's my story about the hailstorm. And one other thing, there's another word. Hail can also mean something else. Is a verb, to hail. To hail can mean, like, if I want to get a cab, say I'm in New York City, I want to flag down a cab or get the notice or attention of the cab driver, I hail the cab by, I might put my hand up and wave and say, here, I need a cab. That's to hail a cab. So that's it for today. I hope you found something interesting and learned something about the insurance system here in the United States. I'd be interested to know what is the process for insurance in your company for your house, for example, if you have a storm. Do you have to have home insurance on your house? Is it required here in the U.S.? If you still have a mortgage where you're paying a lending institution like a bank or a mortgage company, you're still in the process of buying the house, you have to have insurance to cover any damages. So that's a requirement. Is that a requirement in your country? Here, I need to check. I don't know. I know for insurance for vehicles is like $100 a month per vehicle. Home insurance, I don't recall offhand. I'll put that in the description. But let me know how much insurance costs in your country. Is there a deductible that you have to meet for your home if you have damage? So let me know. Well, that's enough for now. So again, there's 3 things you can do for me. Hey, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and 3, tell your friends about it. That'll wrap up this episode of Learn Everyday English. Hey, have a good weekend, wherever you are in the world, and we'll talk to you later. Hey, ciao. Goodbye.